One of the phrases I hear a lot, in HR departments in particular, is staff engagement or employee engagement. And when I first heard this some years ago, I kind of thought, I don't really know much about that. But as time has gone on, I've realised that actually, yes, I do know a great deal about staff engagement. I just had never called it that. So often what happens is that companies, departments start asking themselves, how do we increase staff engagement? And they measure it, and they do whatever they do, and then they measure it again, and they usually say, how do we increase staff engagement? And I started thinking, why is this so important? Well, because staff engagement is a way of describing the extent to which people enjoy coming to work, they identify with the company they work for, and they feel proud to be associated with it. So you would say you're fully engaged with your company when you really love the job and you love going to work and you like talking about it to other people. How many people do you know who could say 100% that they are completely engaged with their work? Well, for most people, there are areas of their work where they don't find it all that interesting, or maybe they don't find it that valuable, they're not all that proud about it. For some people, they like some aspects of their employer and not all of them. So if you're employed in an organisation where engagement is high, then generally the atmosphere will be very different if you're in an organisation where engagement is low. So in high engagement, people are committed, they take responsibility, they're enthusiastic about what they're doing, and they will do what it takes to achieve results. Where people are not so engaged, then perhaps you get a higher number of people who will simply stop work and go home at the end of the day and not even think about what they're doing until they come back tomorrow. You get people who won't mind too much if they slip a deadline, and people who perhaps don't talk about what they're doing outside of work. So how do you change the latter into the former? It's a good question, isn't it? And what a lot of organisations are doing is they have, staff engagement initiatives of one sort or another to try, and I am using that word deliberately, to increase the level of engagement. And I think, not that it's a mistake, but I think it's slightly missing the point. Because what makes a person engaged with their work is very personal. It has to do with individual values. Not corporate values, but individual values. So as a manager, as a leader of people, how you engage your team isn't going to be the same for every member of the team. People come to work for different reasons. People have different ideas about what makes their work meaningful. People are proud of different aspects of their work. So in fact, the only way to increase staff engagement is one person at a time. If you're a leader of a team of 6 people, you probably need 6 different strategies for engaging those people. You can't do it just by saying, I'll do this, this and this, and then they'll all be engaged, because they won't be. You have to think about each person individually. What would it take to engage that person? What would it take to fulfil their values? What's going to make the work meaningful and enjoyable for them? What's going to make them proud to be part of this organisation? And of course, the paradox of that is, if you take the time to do that with all the people that work for you, what you've done is you have engaged with them rather than expecting them to engage with the organisation. So I think when we talk about staff engagement, we should be thinking about how we engage our staff, not thinking about how we get them to engage with us. Think about it.